Hello, my name is Agung Salviani. I am a student of Technocrat University. My MPM 17 and 1. Okay, I would like to explain our teaching about the varieties. The first is the Puritan age. The Puritan age starts from 1600 until 1660. The literature of the 17th century may be divided into periods. The Puritan age or the age of Milton start from 1600 until 1660, which is the period divided into the Chaldean and Caroline marriage of third names of the rule James I and Carlos I, who ruled from 1063 until 1625 and 1625 to 1649 respectively. And the restoration period or the age of Dredron start from 1660 until 1017. The 17th century was marked by the decline of the Renaissance style, and the writer either immediate of the great master of Elizabethan periods of followed new parts. We no longer find great immediate writer of the Stuart of Shakespeare, France, and Sydney. Thought during the Restoration period of the Puritan began to be looked down upon as near mirror, groaning the mystery of woodward again all the sort of precision of the monuments. In fact, they were not so. Moreover, thought they were probably religious. They didn't form of the spirit religious sect. It will be a great traceroot of the page. It will be called Milton and Cromwell, who fought the rebellion of the people against the tyrannical rules of Carlos I as near middle Trinity. They were the real champions of rebellion and stood from tolerance. The name Puritan was the first given to those who avoid subsequent change in the form of worship of the Reformed English Church under Elizabeth, as the King Charles I and his churches, as well as some of the electorate with Bishop Laud as their leader, were opposed to movement. Puritans in church time became the nation movement against the tyrannical rule of the king. First one is Puritan poetry. The Puritan poetry, as called as the Jacobean, as Caroline poetry during the reigns of James I and Carlos I, respectively, can be divided into three parts. The first one is poetry of the school of the Spenser. The second is poetry of the metaphysical school, and the third is poetry of the caterpillar poets. And the is Jacobean and Caroline drama. After Shakespeare, the drama of England and the decline during the death. And then the third is Jacobean and Caroline prose. This is period was rich in prose. The great prose were Bacon, Burton, Milton, Sir Thomas Browne, J. Taylor, and Karen Random. English prose, which has been formed into a harmonious or favorably intertwined with the Elizabethans, began to be used in various ways as narrative as well as philosophical, specially, and scientific knowledge. And next, I would like to explain about Restoration Age. Restoration Age or Restoration literature is English literature during the historical period, commonly refined to the English Restoration, start from 1660 until 1689, which corresponds the last year of the Danes Stuart reign in England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. In general, the term is used to denote godly, homogeneous style of the literature centered on a celebration of the relation of the restaurant called of Carlos too. And then the period witness news became a commodity. The essay development into the periodical art from the beginnings of the textual curriculum. And then I would like to explain about the poetry of the Restoration age. The poetry of the Restoration period is formal, intellectually and realistic. Form is more important than the subject matter as the broken writers, the electrical style success to any intercede the natural art to put otherwise. The more intellectually poetry mainly overcame poetry in which emotional always a covenant term. The first is John Dyer start from 1631 until 1700. And then the second is Samuel Beder start from 1612 until 1680. And then the first of the Restoration age. The Restoration marked the beginning of the modern prose, media or Renaissance. The Restoration marks the birth of our modern English prose. It is its organism opposed the lack and involvement and enabling use to be a clear, plain and short the English prose after the Restoration break with the style of the time reducing it, find the true law of art prose and become modern. Find the true law prose and become modern becomes in the spite or superficial difference the style or on day. And the next is Restoration drama. The writer which were closed in 1642 were often during the Restoration. They became the real hound of the upper classes. Consciously, the play were written for the playhouses were distinctly cultured by the authors to appear to a country and cavalier audience. It is explain the rise of the heroic tragedy or the development of the comedy of manners. The heroic tragedy appeared to archetypical sentiment of the subject of the novel. And the third is I would like to explain about Augustan age. The 18th century in the English literature has been called Augustan age, the Neolithical age, and the age of the reason. The term of Augustan age comes from the self-conscious imagination of original Augustan writer Virgil or Horace. Be mainly the writer of the period, especially the Augustan age was the period after the Restoration age to the death of Alexander Pope. Start from 1660 until 1744. The major writer of the age were Pope and John Dryden in fact, and John Dryden Swift and Joseph Jackson in prose. And then Augustan prose is somewhat defined of the definition of Augustan family upon change in taste in poetry. However, the general time recited by Augustan literature self a rise in prose writing inside literature. And next, we would like to explain about Augustan drama. Augustan drama is the term of the divine plays written between the so-called Restoration or Georgian periods or regularly start from 1660 to 1717. Sometimes the extension of the stage selection at 1735. And the next is transition to the Romantic and Romantic age. The transition between the Augustan period of the Romantic period was a drastic shift in the literary ideals. The Augustan followed the work of the former classic writers such as Horace, Virgil, and Homer. And the strong character of romantic poetry are the prominent role of the poet and the importance of the imagination nature, and then the use of emotional and then ordinary subject and interest in the spiritual of supernatural. And next is some character of the romantic poetry are the prominent role of the poet and the importance of the imagination natural, and then use the emotional and the ordinary subject, and then interest the spiritual or the supernatural. And the next we would like to explain about Victorian age. The Victorian era was the period of dramatic change that brought England to its highest point point of development as the world power. The rapid growth of London from a population of 2 million when Victorians come to the throne to one of 6.5 million by the time of Victorian death. In that dramatic transition from the way of the life beside on the ownership and light of modern urban economical. The early Victorian period start from 1830 until 48 saw the opening of the Britain's first railway and first reform parliament, but it was also the time of economical distress. A lot of the Victorian period start from 1848 until 70 was not really the harassing problem. It was kind of prosperity, optimism, and stability. In the later period, the period start from 1870 until 1601 because empire became the Islamic environment, and England was confronted with the growing debt its military and economical preeminence.
Udah 15 lewat.
And then the last one is modern age. Modern age poetry about the modern poetry is a mode of writing characterized by technology and innovating in the mode of persuasion. Sometimes there is to as the preface. In English, it is generally considered to have emerged in the early years of the 20th century. Modern poetry in English is often viewed as an American phenomenon in origin, with a leading exponent including Ezra Pound, T.S.A. Lechmery, Moore, William Carlos William, Haydn, or Lewis. The name or the important British modern poets include David Jones, Hal McDermott, Nina Lowe, and Basil Bunting. And then the modern prose began from the style of the writing popular in much of late 19th century of the Norse books. Edward Lear, Lewis Carroll were one influence. Another was the graphic branding of the Mary Shelley, Bram Stoker, Edgar Allan Poe, and Dostoevsky. In the first half and 20th century, works such French Kafka and James Joyce inspired with the dislocation of the contrasting wisdom in their creation of this culture, location, and narrative style. And that is all about the micro teaching about the British. I mean that is all about my teaching, and then happy nice day. Bye.